How's everybody doing today? It's officially the first episode of Ascending Artist with yours truly. Yes, Mass Mortal. Wait. Before you do anything else, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be part of the Noti gang. You already know the deal. Our first guest we have on is going to be Sik World. His remix for 7 years was probably one of the best remixes I've heard in a while. I'm not even a big fan of remixes, honestly. I'm honestly going to tell you, I like OG versions of a lot of songs compared to the remix, but Sik World's remix to that, slaughtered it. He took it out. He killed it. You can feel what he's talking about in his songs. Like, you can just feel the emotions. You can feel everything that's going on. It's deep. It hits you deep, and I think that's why I'm a fan of listening to his music specifically. A lot of times you have artists kind of, I hate to say it, but sometimes they'll have what they do. Hey, I have some stuff too, and I try not to. I'm a perfectionist. I like having everything perfect, the best I can. But it doesn't happen always. It honestly doesn't. But you can tell with Sik World, he puts his all into everything he does. Like, he puts his all into a track, puts his all kind of into everything, almost like it's his last chance to do it. I'd say Sik World reminds me most of like Fora, because they both kind of speak similar. They kind of have the same style of music as well. But if you're looking at more so how the lyrics are formed, it's kind of similar to Russ. Sik World has that emotional state where it's like you kind of really can connect with the artist. And I think a lot of fans for Sik World and Russ kind of both connect to, both of them. So I think the best comparison to Sik World would be either like Fora or Russ. Personally, if you still haven't listened to Sik World's music, go give him a listen. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow you away. I think this is one of those artists that if you've never heard for the first time, you start listening to some of his music, and it's just like, yo, how come I didn't know about this before? Without further ado, the very first artist on Ascending Artist with Mass Mortal, Sik World.
What up?
How you doing, my guy?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Pretty good. I know you just dropped a single. It's gaining traction right off the bat. I already listened to it. I was like, all right, I can see it being a hit for sure. So yeah. What's your first reactions to it right now?
Everybody loves it. So I'm super excited for that. There's I have my fan base is pretty loyal and committed to me. So when I drop music, I never have to really worry about them not accepting it. They always reciprocate it very well. Okay. So it's going good though. I haven't seen nothing negative.
Hey, exactly. Yeah. That's a good thing though. That's a good thing. So how exactly did you get into the music? So what was your big step into the music industry? Kind of, what was your mission to get into it?
So my mission is definitely just now it's so I can basically vent. I'm a lot more better at expressing how I feel in a song than expressing how I feel to the person or people in general.
Oh, that's facts.
So there's that. And then to the first part of the question of how I started when I was 7 years old. My parents, they didn't allow me and my brothers to watch BET, which was like a rap network on TV. And my older brother, he would sneak and watch it when they weren't around. And he was 7 years older than me. So he would watch it and make sure that we didn't watch it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'd sneak around and I would just get glimpses, and I just saw people rapping and stuff. And I think I was I saw Lil Wayne Make It Rain or something like that.
Oh, I forgot. Classic.
Yeah. And I just started writing words down, and then I started to slowly make my own music and put the words together. And so that's basically how I started.
Okay. Yeah. And I was right at that moment, you were like, yeah, this is kind of what I want to do. You were just that mindset kind of flicked on.
Yeah. I just started off with freestyles and stuff. And then eventually I was like, man, I really want to make a real song, so started learning, and here we are.
Yeah, that's dope. Came quite a bit of ways. But big thing, who's your biggest inspiration, I guess you could say? Because you can tell whenever you have any song that comes out, you can feel the full emotions to it. You can kind of feel you kind of put your all into it and not half-ass anything, which is, I think everybody kind of respects that. So what's your kind of music inspiration behind that?
So I would say two things. When I make my music, whatever I'm rapping about, that is the inspiration for it. like I said earlier, like I'm really good at detailing how I feel like in a song versus how I do just talking to people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The inspiration is definitely from the topic at hand. And then my biggest inspiration is my daughter. Like I just want to be the best that I can be. So in her eyes, when she grows up, I just want her to be able to see like, okay, my dad put his mind to something and he did it. That means that I can do it too. And I think
That's
it's
awesome.
different. Yeah, I think it's like hella different when someone tells you like, oh man, you could do it. But like, I want to be a living example. So when I tell her like, hey, you could do anything you put your mind to, but I didn't do anything, you know, it's like, that's true, but you don't really have anything to show for it. So I want to be that person that I can show her, this is what I've done because I
Yeah.
stuck, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it adds a layer of more belief, you know? So
Yeah, it like adds a layer behind the, chase your dreams, but like, look, it's possible to get like what you want. So, which is awesome.
absolutely. Yeah.
Big thing, like when you okay, so when a fan listens to your music, or like let's say even goes to like a concert or something like that, when they open back up, what's kind of what do you want them to take away from it?
Well, fun fact, I've never done a show before.
Really? You've never done a show?
Nah, never have once.
Do you plan on it?
Yeah, I do. I just haven't really gotten around to it. And low key, I think I'm a bit nervous at the same time of doing a show. And then I'm also like in fearful of like being away from my daughter for too long.
Gotcha.
But when they do listen to my music, I just want them to take away the idea that what they're listening to is authentic and genuine. You know, I basically want them to have a space that they could connect with it. And like, I think there's a difference of like a song that you can like relate to, but a song that you can really like connect to. Like I absolutely relate, but on such a deeper level. That's essentially what I want to provide for people who listen to me, you know?
Yeah,
Because
that's like it's different when I think your fan base like grows stronger when they can actually like you said, kind of connect deeper within the songs. Like I feel like that's all like Russ. Russ is a big one that kind of has those fans that can kind of like really feel what he's saying. So I
exactly.
get that 100%.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So big thing, like I'm a playlist curator. So my big thing is finding music, finding songs that kind of fit the goals, all that type of deal. For you, what are like 5 songs that would make the playlist to your life?
To my life. So I gotta put Russ in it for a fact. I'm a huge Russ fan.
Okay.
I put Russ Do It Myself. I'm an independent artist, so I resonate with that a lot. Another one he's got called Ain't Going Back. I like that one because he touches on his life that he used to live, and he just does back there. That's how I feel. Like when I was working at Walmart, it was so whack. Like I hated every. And yeah, I ain't going back. So there's that. I do. Halsey's a big inspiration to me as well. I love her. What's it called? I don't know if it's Without You or Without Me. It was a massive hit. But I love that record because how she goes into like detail of that these people like basically like I do a lot for you. I wasn't being reciprocated like the things that I've done for you. I didn't get that back, and I'm just letting you know like I don't know if she meant it to come this way, but how I took it as is that like I'm here mentally, I'm at a healthy place, I'm at the best place that I can be, and I'm just gonna leave you guys behind and just I don't know, something about that song just really like clicked with me, which is wild because I feel like that's her best song, but it's also her biggest song, which is really hard for an artist to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like to have their biggest song be their best song. I feel like a lot of artists don't plan on some of their biggest songs being their best songs, or they feel like, maybe that wasn't like my best song, but here it is.
Yeah, that's crazy to get. I would probably add NF song Paralyzed. I like that song a lot because despite those 3 things that I said about feeling great or having a strive for being independent and doing things myself, I do definitely have a lot of lows where I feel depressed, obviously granted my music, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that song is like one that I can always listen to and connect with, especially when I'm feeling low. Like when I'm just like, I want to feel depressed right now and just feel these emotions and not hold them in.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. And this recent record, I like Drake a lot too. I love all of his stuff. There's a song that he has, When to Say When, and I recently started listening to it, and I can't give a reason why I would put that on my top 5.
Yeah.
I do know the replay value on that one is so good because it's just there's certain things that he says that it resonates with me. I can't think about it at the top of my head, but I do know it resonates. I'm like, this goes hard. So those be my top 5.
Okay. Do you know what album that is on for Drake by chance? I was trying to think what album it was on.
Man, I forgot what it's called. It's not the one that he just dropped, Scorpion. It's the one before then.
Oh shit! Yeah.
He's like a dark cover and it's like dark and yellow.
Oh, with Chicago Freestyle on it. Yeah, I forget what album that's called though. Damn, I can't think of it right now.
Dude, I can't either. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, that's gonna bug me. But
yeah.
Okay, so those would be your 5 songs. So that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Big thing then is kind of like who's like, oh, we already kind of said who's like you're listening to right now, but what's one artist like you haven't met yet that you like really want to meet, like would be your go-to artist? Like it's like I really want to see this person.
Man, that's hard because I love everybody. Okay, I'm a fan in general. I think meeting Drake would be dope, but I like Halsey, and then I really want to meet Russ too. I think, okay, you know what? I'll say this. I'll say the person who I'd probably like freak out over. Yeah. Cursing.
Oh, no, you good?
It would definitely be Halsey. I think I would freak out. Like, I'm a fan of her. So if I ever met her, I think that would be crazy.
Would you be like a little starstruck? Like you'd see her, you'd be like, yo, like you'd just be like, hell yeah, I could see it.
I would. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying like I'm cool. No, I would freak the hell out. Like I would have. I'd be like, calm down, be cool. If you mess this up, she's not gonna talk to you no more. But yeah, she's somebody I would freak out for if I got to meet.
Okay, that's weird. I was about to say, I feel like everybody, like when you first mentioned Drake, I'm like, all right. I feel like every artist out there is like, that's probably one of their first people is like, yo, I want to meet Drake one day. You know.
Yeah. He is definitely up there, but I was like, I don't want to give him a typical answer. Like I was like, who like aside from Drake, we already know he's the GOAT, so let's put him aside and give you something. But so, yeah,
one of the last questions for the day is, now I know you just dropped that About You single, which, you know, like I was saying, it's kind of taken off, and you know, if you guys re-listen to this about a month later, I bet you it's going to be even taken off more. Right. What else do you have? What else do you have in store for 2021? Like, what's your goal for the year?
So for the year and the goal, I did want to drop an EP, but I basically noticed that when you drop an EP and an album, at least like nowadays, no one listens to all the music. I feel like back in 2015 when I dropped like Still Lost, which was my first EP. Yeah. On there has like substantial plays, like people went through it. And then in 2019 I looked at my album and like barely all the songs on there they've hit 1 million or just about to, versus like an example, when I dropped my song Drowning, I think that one has like 1.4 million in like a month. Yeah, and then the album I had mentioned when I dropped in 2019 that they're barely hitting 1 million, that's like 2 years or something later. So I'm like, I want to go the singles route, but I do want to put an EP, and I'm just all over the place. That I can't even answer your question. That's how all I am. But I am for sure going to drop singles. It may ultimately lead up to an EP. I may drop a bunch of songs and just repackage it later and just put it out as an album or another EP as well. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about it, but for a fact, I'm going to drop hella singles.
All right. So at least fans, everybody, we can look forward to a lot of singles coming out. So that's a good thing to know for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, as always, thank you for coming on, especially being the first guest on here. That's awesome, man. So yeah, you take it easy. Have a good rest of your day. You know, do what you got to do.
I appreciate you, man.
Anytime. Yeah. Peace out, bro. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below which artist you want me to grab next for Ascending Artists with Mass Mortal.